Hi everyone, I'm Jackie Campbell, and today I'm doing a psych talk on stress coping and the internet use of college students by Deathridge. This study is basically about how stressed we are and what we do to pretend we're not stressed. Okay, I'm gonna start my homework in like 10 minutes. I'm just warming up my brain with TikToks for research purposes.
Waking up in the morning, thinking about so many things.
Yeah, that. This study basically investigates that exact behavior. The researchers wanted to see how college students cope with stress and how different motives for going online relate to that stress. In simple terms, are we using the internet to relax or to avoid our problems? And does that actually change how stressed we feel? They surveyed 267 college seniors at a large Midwestern university. Average age was around 22 and most participants were white and female. So basically the classic psychology sample starter pack. The students were emailed a link to an online survey. Before answering anything, they were asked to recall the most stressful event they'd ever experienced in the past 2 years. Just one stressful event? I can think of 50 from like the last week. They completed several standardized scales. The brief cope for coping styles, internet motives, coping, conformity, social enhancement, the index of problematic online experiences, and the perceived stress scale. Here's where it gets interesting. Avoidant emotional coping, distraction, denial, mentally disconnecting, were strongly associated with higher stress. Okay, but what if avoiding the problem makes me feel better temporarily? Isn't that still coping, like, technically? Unfortunately, the data does not support that. Students who use internet to cope with stress, meaning using it specifically to escape, also reported higher stress levels. So, what you're telling me is my scroll till the fear leaves my body routine isn't working? That's rude. But using the internet for mood enhancement, like fun, entertainment, or positive experiences, was associated with lower stress. This is science. I'm literally lowering my cortisol right now.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
And interestingly, hours online per week and overall problematic internet use were not significant predictors of stress. So it wasn't about the time, it was about the intention. Some strengths of the study include valid, reliable resources, solid sample size, fresh insight by looking at motives for internet use, not just time or addiction. And limitations include mostly white female seniors, limited generalization, self-report design, possible bias, cross-sectional, so we can't say the internet motives cause stress, problematic, use of scores were restricted, making effects harder to detect. So basically everything I do is associated with stress, but nothing is technically my fault. Sure, we'll go with that. The takeaway is this: the internet isn't automatically good or bad for stress. It really comes down to the motive. If we're using it to avoid problems, higher stress. If we're using it for the enjoyment of positive distraction, lower stress. Thanks for watching my psych talk. I hope this made the research clearer and maybe gave you a reason to think about your own coping habits a little bit differently. To healthy coping, eventually.
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
Man, it says, please do not touch the gumballs. Why are they there then?